Jarred Kelenic here with us. How are you, man?
What's going on, guys?
Sorry about that whole chair fiasco. I swear we're more professional.
It's all right.
Hey, so how do you feel like you got off to such a tremendous start this season? I got to imagine that was so satisfying. And if anything, maybe just a weight off your shoulders? Was there a sigh of relief almost with how things have gone?
Yeah, no, it felt great. I've been in a little bit of a funk for the last 2-3 weeks now, but trying to get right back, help the team out. But I think we're playing good baseball, and there's so much more to come throughout the season, I think.
Hey, Jarred, for you, I love what I hear from you. You did an interview with Shannon Dreyer, and you were talking about your mentality of, sometimes you just have to tip a cat. And you used a blackjack sort of comparison.
Yeah.
Sometimes the dealer has, 16 and hits a 5.
Right.
And you just kind of have to accept that. And just take us through not only that, but also kind of how you arrived there, just your way of thinking.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is trying to pull positive out of everything. We're human, and emotion's going to take over sometimes, and you're going to get frustrated. It happens. It's a tough game. But when the dust settles, I think you always just got to remind yourself that, you're just one swing away, in baseball terms, from doing something special. And if you can have that mindset, then it makes you forget about those 0 for 10s or 0 for 12s, 0 for 15s, whatever they are. And it's just a lot. It frees your mind up a little bit, and that's what keeps you going throughout the long season that we have.
You talk about being in a funk. Has it gotten to a point where it's easy for you to identify what you're doing, or do you go in and look at tape and I'm pulling off, I'm trying to pull everything, I'm trying to do this, or does it take a while?
No, I mean, you have to understand too that baseball is just such a tough game. Whether you start a bad habit because your body's tired or something like that, and you just gotta sometimes just cut yourself some slack for that, and never too worried about when stuff's not going your way, and just have trust and faith that it's gonna swing and it'll change. And I think the reason what's got me to that point is because I struggled for so long, and I had a great spring, had a great start to the season, and I came out of the rut that I was in there. And, here's another one that's, a few weeks long, and it's all about, as my career goes on, shortening those up so that, instead of 2 years or 2 months, now it's 2 games or 2 at-bats or 2 pitches. So that's just what I'm trying to do, is just trying to learn and, identify things and do it in a calm manner, especially when the game is done, to just dissect and learn from it.
Jarred, what are some of the things that you deal with as far as you're playing 162 games? I know in football you get fingernails, that fall off and things like that. You get these little bumps and bruises along the way, and we never really hear that much about, you guys are going through, Cal was telling us he would get, his inner thigh, where balls are bouncing up and hitting him. What are some of the things that you have to endure when you go through the season?
Well, I think it's different for every guy. You just mentioned Cal with his inner thigh or whatever. But I always say it's kind of like when you're playing a round of golf, right? And the first 14 holes, you're locked in, everything's going good, and then those last 4 holes, it just falls off, and you're like, how did it just disappear? And it's because you're just fatigued, right? And stuff just gets tired, and you don't even really know that it's tired because you're just basically numb to it. You do it every single day. But for me, it's especially in the outfielders, running a lot makes our legs just tired, heavy. But other than that, it's mostly just my legs.
Yeah. How hard is it for you to give into that? I guess you strike me as a guy that's I'm out there for 162. If Skip's writing me in the lineup, I'm out. I'm never going to come up and say my legs are tired, my arm hurts. How hard is it for you to not play if he says, "Hey, we're giving you the night off"?
It's definitely it sucks. I love playing every single day, and I love playing the game, and I love being with the guys, and I love competing. That's the biggest thing. And so when I'm not in the lineup, whether it's just a day off or whether it's just a tough matchup, it stinks, but I'm there to cheer on my teammates, and if they ever need me at some point in the game, I'm ready to go.
Jarred, right here we have our Mariner gals, Nancy and Karen.
Kelenic corner, look at that.
We saw, Nancy, a really cool video that they took where you went and gave them a ball. It was very sweet. It was very cool, and it just, I don't know, it was just really a cool thing that you did there, man.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I enjoy. What? Oh, you did? Yeah, well, you did too. Oh,
We can't really hear what she's saying.
What would she say, Jared?
oh, she was just saying that I took the picture, and they're on Instagram. I am too. Let's go.
we got a one-sided conversation
It's
going
all
on,
right.
listeners.
It's all right.
But hey, speaking of this here, what's it like for you interacting with fans? I'm sure you get recognized out in public. Is this something you embrace, or are you a guy that's like, man, I just want to eat dinner and do my thing? How's that?
Yeah,
go
I mean,
for you?
obviously, like everybody, when they go out to dinner, they want to be with the people that they're with, right? But it's cool. They're normal people just like I am, and one of the best compliments that I get from anybody, whether it's a fan or a coach or a teammate, whatever, is just how much they enjoy. Like when I hear somebody say, "I really enjoy watching you play," that's like the best compliment anybody can give me, is because they enjoy watching me do what I love to do, and that's like a really cool thing.
How cool is it to see how much just that one moment of interaction with maybe a kid who you take a picture with or sign their ball or whatever, how much that means to them? That'll be something they talk about forever. And
Totally.
It's 5 seconds, 10 seconds of your life, but you're his favorite player from that point forward.
Yeah, totally. It's like I said, it's no different than seeing somebody in a grocery store or sitting down and talking to them about whatever. But it's definitely cool to have people that look at you like that, and honestly, it just makes you want to set that much better of an example with the way you live your life and the way that you do things.
What about with your peers, like guys from other teams? Have you had anybody come up and say that even somebody you don't know, and kind of, is there a lot of interaction between the teams, like before and after?
For
and all
sure,
that?
yeah. Like we definitely have. I mean, I have friends on other teams and stuff like that, so I get to see them, especially during batting practice. That's a really good time to like catch up with guys.
Yeah.
That's what you're asking, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Guys on other teams, there's a lot of camaraderie between the two, and everybody's out here trying to do the best that they can to help their teams win, and it's a good dynamic.
When you hit a ball like you did in Chicago, is that like the golf shot where you don't even feel the ball?
Yeah,
it's like
that's about
click?
that's about what it's like. It's almost like that one where you swing at like 40% and everything's just synced up right, and you catch it, just everything's in unison. And then you ask yourself, why can't I do that every time?
But you don't even really feel it hit the bat.
No. It was just everything was really synced up really well, and that's all there really was to it.
Hardest thing to do in sports.
It really is.
It's ridiculous.
Really is.
I mean, it'd be one thing if the ball's standing still.
Right.
Yeah. But
even then it's hard, right?
Yeah.
Like with golf,
Yeah.
I can't do that
Exactly.
for 85 straight shots.
right. What about we were talking earlier about other people's swings. Like Cal has a really beautiful, graceful-looking left-handed swing, and what were some of the names JP was saying?
Griffey, he was throwing out there. Yeah.
Anybody?
It's always lefties that have the good-looking swing.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Anybody swing out there that
I love?
stands out? You love?
I really like Nick Castellanos' swing from Philly. He's right-handed. The guy can really hit, can really stay inside the ball. So I watch a lot of his videos. I love the way Paul Goldschmidt hits.
Yeah.
I've always been a big Bryce Harper fan, so I love the way he swings the bat. But what's cool about it is that everybody's different in how they think and how they do things. I talk to a bunch of my teammates, and like their thoughts that works for them doesn't work for me, but it looks the same, and it's just the thought that makes it click.
Hey, I'm curious. One thing I was getting into a debate with somebody about was your defense, because I think you play a tremendous outfield. That's what my eyes tell me after watching this game. And the defensive metrics say this. I'm like, listen, watch the game. Just watch what the guy's doing. Are you a guy, A, do you get into the advanced metrics of your defensive zone rating and things like that?
No.
And B, how much time are you putting in?
I wouldn't say as much time into it as hitting. It's tough because I put so much time into hitting, but I do really value how I go about my business out there, just because you can really help the team out on defense, especially whether it's a diving catch or stopping a guy from going from a double instead of a single. If you can stop them that extra 90 feet, like, it all matters, and I think that's why I really take pride in this, because I want to be accurate with my arm and make sure that I can stop the ball when I need to.
You don't look at those numbers?
No, that's definitely not something I look at. I couldn't even tell you how I was on the metric system there, but
I like that. Well, yeah, you're too busy doing it. I mean, that's for fans, right?
Yeah.
That other stuff. Yeah. So for you during the week, like when you get up to like game time, how much studying are you doing? Are you looking at film? Are you sitting in meetings, or is everything pretty much out on the field?
Yeah, so we have hitters meetings. We talk about the opposing pitcher that we're going to see, and as well as like some of the relief pitchers and stuff. But we definitely do our homework and some of the tendencies that they like to do.
Yeah. Well, we're being told you got to go to a hitters meeting now.
I do.
So we don't want to.
I think that's pretty important. We should probably let it go.
We don't want to keep you from that. We appreciate you, man.
Of course. Yep,
Congrats
sure.
on everything
Thank you.
this year.